Good evening and welcome to Lady Highlander basketball. My name is Jeffrey Genziano, filling in for Todd Harmon, who's on assignment. Tonight I'm joined alongside the mainstay, Mr. Jack Connolly. And Jack, welcome to tonight's game against the Golden Tornadoes of Malden.
Jeff, it's a joy to be here. I'm looking forward to it tonight. The girls are on a little bit of a win streak. We want to make sure that keeps going here tonight.
3-game win streak exactly in conference play. 3-game conference play. They're battling up to the top to try to get to that point where this team wants to get to the tournament. Now you have two teams that are battling, both at 5 and 6, Jack. Both have not been to the tournament in a number of years.
And you know what? Each game now is the primary focus. Let's win this game and move on. You can't look at the big picture. We know from watching basketball over the years, it's what you do in each period, and everybody's in a position to try and make sure they make the most of the work they've done, especially over these last 3 games.
And Somerville's senior core has come together, playing at a solid rate right now, averaging double figures. Melina Pimentel has really controlled the offense on this winning streak right now.
And you know what has really been a key help? This Jemima Joseph has really been a huge force down low. Her game is coming around, and watching her develop almost game by game, you see the improvements, and it's really fun to watch. And I think the seniors are helping everybody mesh together.
And Jemima, of course, started in this program as an 8th grader on the JV team, has moved up to the varsity the last 2 years, so is playing at a younger age, getting all the experience she can at practicing with the varsity players right now. And this is going to be so important for Jemima as she moves on the next 2 years of her career.
Absolutely, and we love the fact, Jeff, that she's a local product. She's worked through the Somerville Pride program, and she's benefited, as many of the girls that have come out of the program over the years, from that early exposure to the game.
So a battle of two teams that are both 5 and 6 right now. We're going to go to the starting 5 to bring everybody up to date of who's starting for Malden and Somerville.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Somerville's Eugene Broome Fieldhouse. Tonight, your Somerville Highlanders Northeastern Conference opponent, the Golden Tornadoes of Malden High School.
And the best high school names
are safe and enthusiastic. Give honor and respect to student athletes, coaches, officials, families, and fans by appreciating outstanding plays by all teams and athletes, supporting decisions by coaches and officials, showing you our role model on the court and in the stands, displaying appropriate behavior in the stands at all time, using only positive language and gestures, moving your hat and remain standing for the entire national anthem, and entering and exiting the area safely. Not doing your part to assure some of our athletic events are safe and positive, will result in being told to leave and being banned from local sporting events. And now the starting lineup for the Golden Tornadoes. At guard, number 22, Salma Bizak. At forward, number 12, Audrey Carleton. At guard, number 10, Mackenzie Furlong. At forward, number 23, Tiffany Tortora. And at guard, number 11, Sue Zhu. The Golden Tornadoes are coached by Mr. Scott Marino. And now the starting lineup for your Somerville Highlanders.
You're doing very well tonight. Enjoy to see you. Having fun, too.
At forward, senior, number 2, Destiny Augustine. At forward, sophomore, number 3, Jemima Joseph. At guard, number 12, senior, number 5, Melina Pimentel. At guard, junior, number 12, Taylor Casey. And at guard, senior, number 20, Jennifer Caroni. The Highlanders are coached by Ms. Sheila Freitas Haley. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise with your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
So proudly we held
Jack, incredible rendition once again by Jemima Joseph, giving us the national anthem to start off the game. Running down your starters one more time. Shuzu, Carlton, Bassat, Totora, Furlong. And for Somerville, your mainstays with Destiny, Jemima, Melina, Cremoni, and Emily Sabatino. Again, coming in, both teams with a 5-6 record. Your second-year coach for Malden is Mr. Scott Marino, and people will remember senior Mackenzie Furlong, who scored 20 points in a win last year against Somerville. She is now a senior, and she will be wearing number 10 on your score sheet. And your officials tonight, Jack.
Mr. John Cryer, the referee, who is throwing the ball up, and Mr. Mike Adler is the umpire. Just a note for those watching, a referee is the only guy that can actually call the game and forfeit it. The umpire, they have no other status. That's the only difference between the referee and the umpire. Here we go, Jeff.
Tap is won by Malden. Malden brings the ball up, and it's Furlong who will be bringing the ball up over half court, over to 11 Zoo into the paint, blocked by Destiny. Keeps it in bounds, number 12 with the offensive board, Carlton, but it's out of bounds off Malden. Somerville possession.
Jeff, we're going to be looking tonight to see how well the high school girls can manage turnovers. It's been a problem that's plagued them through the years. Minimizing those is going to be a big effort tonight.
They had a couple of wins against teams that are rebuilding process, and this is where Somerville's biggest test will be for a team that has the same record, and they're also battling to get into the tournament. Taylor Casey actually started over Sabatino. My mistake. Into the paint is Jemima, miss, rebound to number 23, Totora. All the way in, off the glass for two is Totora.
Totora for two.
It's Pimentel bringing the ball up over half court through her legs, over to Cremoni right wing, looking for Taylor Casey to pop up, but no. Over to up fake for Melina, looking to low block to Jemima, but she is double teamed on the active, very active zone. But you have a wide open shot for Taylor.
No.
Offensive board ended up by Furlong. Defensive board. Steal back, Melina out of bounds. Will be under out of bounds for Somerville.
Malden foul number 22,
That's just a
Salma
foul.
Bassat.
Foul on Bassat, her first, team's first. For three is Taylor Casey out of bounds, possession to Malden.
Jeff, it looks like the girls are in a pretty upbeat mode. They're moving the ball fairly well. The shots just aren't dropping so far.
And Coach Freitas Haley is just emphasizing so much. Put up your shots. We want to have a number of shots go up, and they have other players that can rebound, so they want to be able to put up as many shots as they possibly can. Don't be afraid to shoot if you're in this lineup. And Furlong is not afraid to shoot either as she gets cut off on the baseline. Steal by Melina. All the way in for two. Over the back is Jemima, no call. Board will go to Totora.
Jemima made a good move, Jeff. She went up, kept her hand up, didn't reach over, so there's no contact, although it looked close.
For three, in and out is Zoo. Rebound to Melina. Destiny into the paint. Passes the ball, dish to miss. Offensive board is Cremoni, 2 shots.
The Lady Highlanders, Jeff, are getting good position inside, and
Malden foul number 10,
see on that play,
Mackenzie
although the
Furlong.
shot didn't make it, she was fouled in the act of shooting.
Checking in first for Somerville will be Elizabeth McEwing. First free throws for the game for Cremoni. Melina's averaging 15 points a game. Janine was right around 12, and Emily is averaging 10, but it's Destiny steals. 7 steals a game is what she's averaging, according to Coach Freitas Haley. 2 for 2 from the line is Cremoni.
The pressure is on now. The girls are making a very aggressive attempt to try and force turnovers against Malden
Somerville
with this
foul
full
number 3,
court press.
Jemima
The
Joseph.
last game that you saw on television was the Malden game, which took place at Tufts University. Jemima fouled out in the 3rd quarter very early, so that's something that they need to stay out of foul trouble. Over to Shu in the low block. Foul, travel. Turnover on Totora.
Official had a very good look right there in front. Very easy call for the official on that play.
Jemima with both hands up, forcing the turnover, forcing Totora to go into the paint where she's uncomfortable. Good scouting by the coaching staff. But you're passing into a 2-3 zone for the low block, which Destiny had to come right out with it. Destiny goes into the paint, travel call by John Cryer.
One additional step. In such a hurry to get to the basket, sometimes that ball could get out one more time. It didn't in that case.
Well, Jack, I'm having a major argument with a lot of the boy players who are being called for traveling violations, and they're counting that first step after their dribble as just a recovery step to call as the guys. Now, that exists for the NBA players, but doesn't exist at this level.
And that's the difference between the NBA and high school and college. That travel call is a very big point of emphasis the last few years.
McEwen will attempt that three. But somebody's got to keep Totora off the glass, a 4-year varsity player. For three is Zhu. Rebound to Molina out on the break. She will push it hard, which could have been called for a travel off the glass offensive board. Jemima will go to the line for 2, and it's going to be 2 fouls. First foul on Totora, second foul on the team.
Malden foul number 10, Mackenzie Furlong.
Calling on Furlong. Jemima going to the line for 2. 2 for 2 with Somerville as a team. 4:33 left to go in this first quarter, tied at 2.
Watching the form here for Jemima, you see she gets good arc and fall through. Unfortunately, it hit the back rim, but she's got a nice approach to the game from the free throw line.
She's getting good backspin, but she's making there are too many parts to the shot right now. She needs to minimize that. She's getting terrific backspin, but just not converting. Offensive board to Audrey. Into Suju. Foul will be on, looks like McEwen. John Cryer goes to reporting error. Yes,
2-2. Yes, indeed.
Somerville foul number 22, Elizabeth McEwen.
And Shu will be going to the line for 2. First 2 free throws from Malden.
Bella Chabalotti coming into the game now.
Sabatino. Bella's out injured today, so that's Sabatino.
Oh, okay.
Correction. Emily, who usually starts, who I just in my conscience put her down as my starter, but Taylor Casey got the start over Emily today. Emily fakes, gets out of the paint, overload on one side, looking for Jemima low block, but tripled coverage. So somebody is open, and it's Emily. Rebound over to number 22, Bissett. They're just completely out-rebounding them right now, Jack.
The athleticism of Totora is certainly showing off. Very quick.
Up fake by Shu. Rips it away as Furlong from her own teammate. Start back out, reset their lineup. Over once at Furlong on the right wing, right in front of the Somerville bench into the low block. Tipped away by Connolly, but it's a basket from the free throw line. Now it's 2 on Jemima. So Totora will go to the line for 2. So you have a lot of length between Furlong and Totora.
And Jemima has had this issue through the course of the season. Jeff, early foul trouble, very aggressive on the boards, and it's going to be a problem, especially the way Malden has been rebounding so far tonight. No good.
First sub in for Malden is Darcy Cummings, and coming in back for Jemima is Taylor Casey. So now this is where it becomes difficult, Jack. Totora and Furlong are going to have a field day right now, and Destiny's going to really have a lot of trouble handling
Huge size advantage, Jeff.
Totora goes 1 for 2. They now have a 4-2 lead with 3:30 left to go in the first quarter. Over the Cremoni White right wing, looking for Destiny to low block, but it's coming baseline to Taylor. Still looking for Destiny to low block, but it's the long arms of Totora that's stopping her. Gets out of the lane, so no 3-second call is made. Turnover Cremoni. All the way down is Shu Zhu. Nice up fake in the paint, almost tipped away by Pimentel. No call, but over to Furlong. But they're getting to Furlong quickly and not allowing her to get any shots off until then the defense shifted. Rebound, offensive board to Bassett. In the paint, Bassett for two. Bassett for two, 4-point lead, Jack.
And the rebounding advantage is playing very much into Malden's hands. Jemima's foul problem, coupled with a couple of turnovers here the last two possessions, spelled trouble for the high school.
And Cremoni put her head right down. She feels she's coming out for McEwen on this turnover, and she actually is. And what you saw right there, Jack, she froze. As a senior, she needs to have complete control of that. As the 3-2-2-3 zone came shifting out to her beyond the three-point line, that's when she froze for the long pass.
And also, too, there was plenty of opportunity. The shot clock gives you ample time to set up.
Totora for three. Actually, that's Furlong.
That's it.
Three.
Furlong for three.
This is a team that's battled back from 5 to 2 wins to 5 wins already this year, more than what they've had last year, extending that 3-2 zone. First time out, I'll go over some of their stats over the years. Carry by Pimentel.
3 turnovers in the space of about 2 minutes, Jeff. Those are 3 shots you didn't get a chance to take.
Coach Freitas Haley is waiting for that timeout between the first and second quarter to go over what the team needs to recover from this extended 3-2 zone that's really surprising Somerville here offensively. In the paint, cover that baseline. Cuts into the paint, jump ball will be called as Totora passed it out of bounds. Possession over to Somerville.
That was a good call by the official. He had realized that the ball was tied up, and Somerville wins the possession on that one.
Still looking for Casey Taylor, TC, for a 3 in the corner. She just has to put that shot up when she's given the opportunity. McEwen, one of your better shooters off the bench, and Malden recognized that, not giving McEwen any space. Tip over to Pimentel, rolls in baseline.
Pimentel for 2.
9-4 lead now for Malden. Over to Shuzu, who's going to outrun everybody in for the layup for 2.
Nice play.
Zhu for 2.
Filling the lanes is Shuzu, and Malden is recognizing that. You have an experienced head coach now, Scott Marino, his second year, and that's showing the style. McEwen for 3. Shoes tips it to Furlong. Offensive board, 3 total for Furlong.
Jeff, you can see Malden is spacing the floor, looking to create that advantage down low. There we go, pass down low. Looking to the open person, still plenty of time left, under 10 seconds on the shot clock.
In the paint, floater, out of bounds, rebound to Taylor.
Under a minute left now, Jeff.
Reset Somerville, their offense is still trying to solve this zone, extended, active, matchup zone. As you see McEwen right there, is your jump shot for Sabatino. Foul will be on 23. Totora questions
Malden
that.
foul number 23, Tiffany Tortora.
Her first, team's third.
No.
McEwen for 3.
In and out.
Sabatino with the offensive board in the paint. No basket. Totora with the board. That's 4. You got to get off the glass. Offensive board for Pimentel. 1 shot. Shot clock is off. But Malden will look for the open shot. Spacing is what you see from this offense. Oh, sprained her ankle. Gets right up though. Pimentel all the way in for 2. Foul will be called by John Cryer as Pimentel recovers herself, goes all the way back to the wall to get her thoughts together.
Malden foul number 15, Darcy Cummings.
Foul is on Cummings, her first, team's 4th. They're saying 5 team fouls. 11-4 is the lead for Malden with 4.9 left to go in the quarter. Again, Molina with game high, season high, 28 points with a win at Winthrop on the 15th of January. We'll talk more about that as timeouts occur. At the buzzer, off the glass, no basket. 11-6 is your lead at the end of one.
The first quarter, the score is Malden 11,
That was
Somerville
6. So people remember first Malden, Dana Brown, longtime head coach through the end of the 90s to the early 2000s, and it was Joe Levine. In 15, up until 15-16, Lydia Coverdale took over. Lydia Coverdale was a 4-year head coach. She was part of the GBL champions for Malden in 2001, 2002. She was the first female for Malden to score 1,000 points. She also had a stellar career at UMass Boston. But it was Lydia Coverdale in the last couple of years who helped this team try to get to the tournament, but they have not been to the tournament for a long period of time. 2016, 17, they had 5 wins. That was last year in Scott Marino's first year, and Lydia's last year, they were 2-18. So it's Scott Marino who came in, coached at Pope John, Stoneham, Belmont Hill, and back at Suffolk University, where he's a graduate. He was part of the Madnon State Championship team as a player, and he got to the North Finals with Pope John at the age of 25 when he first started coaching. So he's an MVP his senior year at Suffolk University. A stellar playing career and coaching career so far for Scott Marino. Also a big AAU coach, Jack, and he brings that experience to Malden right now to try to get them to the tournament.
And you know what? It's that ability to calm people down and to just take what the other team is going to give you, and that's exactly what we talked about. Malden's using their height advantage. Jemima, I see, is back in right now.
Which is a little of a risk right now with her foul trouble she's had in the last couple of games. But the good look is Destiny has no fouls, and she started the year off in a lot of foul trouble. But this got to cut off Shuzu from driving to the paint. Push off on Pimentel. Stays here. That's her first. Push off with 2 hands, Jack.
And then it's a very nice, easy call for the official underneath, right there in front of him.
Foul number 5.
That's his area. He's supposed to be looking there, or the other official is looking the other way. Good call.
X through the paint, but nobody comes to Furlong, who's wide open for a 3. Furlong camped out right on the baseline. Somerville's preoccupied with the crisscross through the paint. Molina for 3. Count it.
Pimentel for 3.
7 points for Molina. It's now 14-9 with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Jeff, we're going to watch carefully now how Somerville defends, and that's one of the no-nos, to let somebody in under the basket like that for that easy layup, which fortunately she missed.
Screen and roll for Malden as they're running plays through effectively, and Somerville's not recognizing any of their offensive sets yet. Problem when Jemima fades from the free throw line. There are no rebounders underneath, Jack.
She could have gone the other way, and she might have had a pretty good opportunity to get her own rebound and go back up with it.
Or up fake for a drive into the paint as Salma turns the ball over. Somerville gets it back. And Coach Freitas Haley wants Somerville offensively to swing the ball, shift the defense because she knows the zone that they're playing, the active matchup zone, swing the ball, spacing, you'll get an open 3.
And
now come through. Casey's open. Turnover, Jemima. Better spacing would have found an open pass there. Saved by Furlong in the paint. Shuzu is really very active right now. Destiny gets fouled over the back. It's going to be a foul on number 11. Shuzu.
Jeff,
Malden foul number 11, Shuzu.
Somerville High is getting back into the game. They're only down, it's a 2-basket game now. The emphasis has to be on trying to move the ball inside or to that shot in the corner.
Rebound, offensive board to Taylor Casey, but then she steps out of bounds. Credit Taylor with the offensive board.
Now the high school is putting a press on, trying to slow down Malden coming up the floor.
With their experience and their seniors, I would play back off them. With Tatora and Furlong controlling this game so far. Their length, Shuzu's quickness all the way into the paint. Bounces off Jemima, no call, offensive board to Tatora. But Taylor Casey comes out with it. turnover out of bounds, right into the hands of Marino.
Unofficially, I've got almost 6 turnovers so far for the high school.
Exactly,
tonight,
same thing I have, Jack.
And again, those are shots you don't get a chance to take. And in a close game, not having enough shots at the basket.
Foul will be on Melina, which will be her second. So racking up the fouls is Somerville. That's what they can't afford today, especially with Bella not being in uniform.
And Jeff, that was a needless foul because there was no threat being 30 feet away from the basket, going down the sideline.
Furlong, Totora for the jump shot, could have been a foul on Casey. Offensive board, right to Audrey for 2.
Carleton for 2.
69 lead. See in your corner of your screen. Swinging the ball, wide open for 3. Nobody boxes out. 22 Bassat. It just ends up in her hands. Traveling violation, turnover Bassat, who tried to make a move, Jack.
Somerville was very fortunate on that play, Jeff, for getting the turnover right there because that long distance shot from deep in the corner with nobody under the basket was virtually going to guarantee Malden a rebound. Thankfully, the turnover occurred, so Somerville has the ball under the basket.
Somerville's strongest point has been their baseline out of bounds, inbound plays this year as they usually convert. And you'll see right there, try to get the layup. Could have been, and John Cryer saved Jemima there from not getting her 3rd foul as she tips it out of bounds. Gives Jemima the turnover. New player into the game is Cummings. Cremoni with the steal as it just ends up in her hands. Turnover to Totora.
Jeff, Somerville has picked up the pace a little bit here. Looking to see if there's an advantage getting a 2-on-1 or possibly a 3-on-2 up the floor.
Melina's got to put that up. Cremoni, early on in her career, freshman and sophomore year, shot a bunch of threes, but she's kind of got away from that. Destiny wanted a foul. And she's still talking to Mr. Cryer as she goes up the court. John Cryer, veteran of major games, major playoff wins for Somerville, home and away.
The zone isn't moving very effectively.
Shuzu could have been called for travel on that 3. Offensive foul, Tiffany Totora. That's 5 points now as she knocks down the putback 18-9 lead. And Somerville has no answer for her, Jack.
And Jeff, she's got not a huge height advantage, but she's very quick and athletic. And her hands are up looking for the ball and been taking advantage of the opportunities that Somerville's been giving her.
Shuzu with the board. Next dead ball, Jack. We'll talk about how they can easily solve this zone by getting a better open shot instead of what they're doing. Traveling on number 15. When they're passing, when they're looking to swing the ball, they're passing through the paint to the baseline. If they stayed wide, had Cremoni at the top of the key, swing back, top, over, left, then you'll swing the defense and get more of an opportunity for that pass to be
Making a little bit better use of the bounce pass can certainly be a big help.
It's like right now here, Cremoni over, Sabatino. Now swing it back to Melina, come pop out, and you'll have a 3 in the corner. Foul will be on Shuzu. Second foul on Shuzu. They are now over the limit. No, he's saying it's John Cryer saying it's not on Shuzu. He's saying it's on
foul number 23.
23 to Totora.
Totora.
For second. Destiny going to the line for 1-on-1 situation. When you look at form for Destiny, perfect form, perfect release point. All girls and travel teams that are watching, you want to keep an eye on exactly how Destiny is releasing the ball, full follow through. No, she does not have many. You want to eliminate as many parts to your jump shot as possible. And that's what hurts Jemima the most. Jemima starts with her dribble, then she pauses, then she brings the ball up, then she goes to release it, and there's a pause in her release point. You see Destiny, no pause at all.
Very smooth.
Cuts it to 7. 3 minutes to go. Bringing up the ball over half court is Cummings. Finds Shuzu baseline. Will just take Cremoni into the paint. Sweeping right-handed hook out of bounds off Malden. Great save by Sheeta Freitas-Haley. One of the quicker hands in any coaching staff in the Northeast Conference.
Now again, looking at this, Jeff, the opportunity to get the ball inside and try and get a higher percentage shot. The ball's not going in from outside.
Staying in that matchup zone. Cremoni for 3. Rebound goes to Furlong. Traveling violation, no palming the ball or carry. Turnover, Furlong.
The ball did come to rest, and she tried to go again, and per the book, that is a definition
say the
of
rule always
palming.
is, Jack, if your thumb points to the ceiling.
Yep, and that ball came to a stop.
Through the paint, offensive foul. Is he calling it on 3? So that's Jemima. There's
Yep.
Total foul number 3.
That's
Jemima
your
Joseph.
mistake of having Jemima in the game at this situation. Now you have 3 fouls on Jemima, and that's the case, Jack. Now what do you do as a head coach in a close game? You're going to have to sit her until the 4th quarter.
You're going to have to ride some time on the bench. And now you've got that height dilemma that has been plaguing Somerville for the entire game. Malden's having their way down low and getting a high percentage of easy shots under the basket.
Cutting off the baseline, attempting to do that is Destiny with both hands up. You can have your both hands up vertically, but if you nudge her with a part of your body, and that's exactly what she did to Shuzu, who's going to the line.
Foul number 2.
Destiny Augustine now with her first foul. Shuzu going to the line for 2.
And it's a classic block situation. Somebody moves along the baseline, Jeff, as the opponent tries to slide in to get there before, and more oftentimes it's a collision. They're responsible for the contact.
There you see in the back, back of your screen, you see JV coach, assistant coach Indira Vora going over with Jemima the aspects of blocking out and what she needs to do, using your body and using your hands and not fouling, not pushing, boxing out, posting up. And what she did was she was posting up and got the offensive foul. Shuzu goes now 3 for 4 at the line, 20-11 lead with 2 minutes to go in the first half. As Cremoni brings it over half court to Molina on the left side. Taylor Casey, they're looking for Sabatino on low block. She's being pushed. If you give her the ball, they'll call a foul. Swings it over to Molina for 3. Furlong with the board. Great hesitation, dribble from Furlong. Attempts, it has the whole defense go shifting right by you, Jack.
They have the lead. They're not in a huge hurry. They're going to take their time, be deliberate, look for the good shot. They don't have to be in a hurry. There's a good opportunity.
Cremoni with the offensive board as Totora flashed to the baseline. Got the wide open layup, but she missed it off the glass. Destiny wants the 3. Ripped away, Shuzu. Timeout, Malden. Their first timeout of the game. Going over the Northeast Conference schedule, you have in the South, Danvers is leading the way at 8-1. Swampscott 6-3. Saugus 5-3. Somerville 5-6. Gloucester 3-6. 1-8 is Winthrop. 1-9 is Medford. Salem 1-11. So what Somerville needs to do in this situation is they need to win 11 games because they are only playing 19. If you go to their schedule online, a correction needs to be made by members of our athletic staff. They are counting the Lynn Jamboree as a win. If you look at your schedule, that was on the 9th of December. That needs to be removed because that is a preseason Jamboree game in Lynn, and
That's
that
an
is not
exhibition
counting.
contest.
It's not counting as a win. So if you look at their schedule, you're seeing 6-6 on the website. They're actually 5-6. And with that, Jack, you have to win. If you don't become second place in the South, which is going to become very difficult right now, you're going to have to win out because you're going to need 11 wins because you're only playing 19.
That's right, and we need to really turn around the performance so far in this half, Jeff, because turnovers and Jemima Joseph's early foul trouble has plagued the high school so far this evening, as Malden has taken great advantage of the height superiority they have down low.
And we have passed the season schedule commitment form to go to the MIA, which is on January 15th. So Somerville is stuck with the schedule. They could have added a 20th game as the season went on, but they decided not to. So with those 19 wins, you have to win 11.
And that means everybody has to stay healthy.
Great turnover, forced to Furlong. Cremoni with the steal. Pimentel could have been called for a travel. She moved her pivot foot and she gets a turnover instead. Tied up, Taylor Casey jump ball. Possession, no, still saying they have possession. As 22, Bissett had her hand on the ball, but both officials are saying no. Timeout was called,
Somerville.
granted to Somerville. As I mentioned, Jack, each team has to have their schedule commitment form into the MIA offices by the cutoff date of January 15th. You can make changes up until then. Back in the year of 2007, Brian Harris was coaching this team, and he elected to count all 21 of his games as he played Fontbonne as an extra game. It was a loss. He felt the team was strong enough to get that 11th win. However, they ended up with 10 wins and missed the tournament because of that. They decided to count 21 games. You can count 16, 18, 20, or 22. Most teams just count 20 games. You can count up to 22. That year he elected to count 21, missed the tournament because they didn't get enough wins to be over 500.
And now because of the opportunity, the loss to have an extra game here, it's going to be more of a challenge for the high school to win out to make those 11 games, which is a big challenge right now.
Coming out of the timeout, 41.4 to go in the half, as Taylor Casey will bring the ball up over half court, set up the offense, looking for Molina in the corner for three. It's just spacing, Jack, is the complete difference between the two teams. Skips over, gets too far in the baseline. This Molina gets the turnover, give the steal to Shuzu.
And we're getting close. We're almost as many turnovers as Somerville has points, Jeff, which has, again, been a major problem throughout the course of the season.
28.1 to go. Molina is being told to guard Furlong by Coach Freitas Haley. And Molina will have to shut her down, but you watch these offensive sets they're running. Off the curl, there's Furlong right side. Molina's right up on her. Can't get open off the bench. Number 2 into the game. Shot clock's off, tipped away by Shuzu, but saved underneath their own basket. You don't do that, Emily. 8 seconds to go. Shot clock will be down. At the buzzer in the paint, no foul is called. Offensive board goes to Efferman.
At the end of the half, the score is Malden 20, Somerville 11.
As you just heard, 20-11 is your score at halftime. You're watching Somerville High School girls varsity basketball on Educational Channel 15. We're going over the halftime stats. We have 2 points for Destiny, 2 points for Cremoni, 7 points for Molina. Total of 3 fouls on Jemima, 2 on Cremoni. 2 points for Audrey, 2 points for Salma, 5 points for Tiffany, 5 points for Shuzu, and leading the way, Mackenzie Furlong with 6 for a total of 20. Foul trouble, 2 for Shu, 2 for Tatora, 2 for Furlong, and 3 for Jemima. Inbound to Molina, and we have the second half underway. The second half, Cremoni with the jump shot, Jack.
There we go. We're off to a good start so far. We were very, very weak in the first half. Shooting percentage was way
Cuts
down.
to the 7. Foul will be on Molina, or let's see who Mr. Cryer calls on. 3-1. Foul will be on Emily Sabatino, her first, team's first.
Somerville foul number 31, Emily Sabatino.
Into the paint, floats in, is Satora off the inbound splash. She now has 7. Just completely faded away into the left side of the paint, Jack.
Nobody in front or behind her, all by herself. Easiest shot to make, right under the basket, off the glass and in.
Flashing to the middle of the paint and free throw line is Jemima, but the ball ends up in Cremoni's hands. Reset. Saves it from going out of bounds as Jemima over to Cremoni. Top of the key, flash into the paint is Sabatino, but Destiny drives from free throw line out off the glass. Spins in for 2, she has 4.
Now he split the defense, got inside, got a nice running right-handed to drop.
Turnover 22, Bissett.
Great opportunity now, Jeff, for the high school girls to get back into the game now. Malden's going a little cold, a couple of quick turnovers. The idea to get the ball in closer to the basket. The three-point shot's nice when they drop them. When they're not, the emphasis has to be to get it inside. Maybe we can pick up a foul or two on one of the Malden players. They've been very aggressive off the boards.
Up top of the key is Molina. She drives all the way through. Keeps the ball up high overhead. Layup does not go off the glass.
And Jemima was very fortunate. She didn't get a crashing call there. She went in very strong after the rebound, very close. Good non-call by the official.
Especially the defense she was just doing up on Totora as she cuts her off, forces her not sideline, but to the middle of the court, which helps out Malden in that case. Down the middle, splits through the defense is number 10 Furlong.
Furlong, 2.
And that's the case you just talked about, Jeff. Open the middle wide open so Furlong could just drive down a couple of dribbles to his in for an easy layup. And then Joseph taking the shot and backing away, not following the shot.
5th rebound for Shuzu, 4 total defensively. Just a much more fluid 3 stars for Malden. Blocked for Jemima, offensive board. Number 12, Audrey will go in for the 2 free throws as we get a foul on Destiny.
And right now, again,
Somerville
Jeff,
foul number 2, Destiny Augustine.
the foul problem is beginning to creep up when some of those better players are plagued with these fouls early on. Malden, the clock is stopped. They got a couple of free throws here to add to what's now a 9-point lead.
Lane violation, stepped on the line, the shooter. Shot is waved off. Over the line, the shooter, and that is Audrey. She took about 3 steps back. She's shooting a jump shot from the line, Jack.
The old Hal Greer from the Philadelphia 76ers used to shoot all his free throws as a jump shot and was an 85% free throw shooter.
If you're standing, if you do a standstill jump,
There you go. That was his shot. Yeah.
what she's doing is she's getting a jump forward to get some elevation on the shot as she's not strong enough to get it from the line. Tipped away almost to Shuzu. Malden, JV team, cheering. Blocked. Tiffany Totora out of bounds. Remains Somerville's ball. 5:36 to go in the third. 24-15 lead is Malden.
The emphasis, Jeff, seems to be to keep the ball and shoot from the outside when the easier shots are closer to the basket and more likely to pick up a foul and get the clock stopped, which...
For 3, basket, count it!
Augustine,
for Destiny.
3.
Augustine, 3 goes, gets fouled on the attempt. 1 free throw coming her way as we have a sub coming in back. Is
Malden foul number 12,
Darcy Cummings.
Audrey Carleton.
Leaving the game is Carleton, her first foul. No more Buddy, pumped up in this gym. The afraid is Haley currently right now. You see her in the corner of your screen.
And now these free throws are going to be vital to make down the way. There we go.
Cutting the lead to 5, but Shuzu gets right open, saves it into Destiny out of bounds.
Good hustle play. Destiny made a nice move to try and pick up the pass, but bounced out of bounds. Good hustle.
Nice offensive set off this curl out to the top of the key is Furlong. Gets fouled by Sabatino as she attempts to drive to the basket. So Emily now has 2. So now everybody 2. 2 Destiny, 3 Jemima, 2 Molina, 2 Emily.
And Taylor Casey coming in for Sabatino.
Under out of bounds, Furlong to inbound the ball. Off from John Cryer. Nobody finds number 23, Totora, as she now has 9.
All by herself. That cardinal sin, not protecting the basket down low. Jennifer Cremoni went with the ball and
For 3,
left it
Cremoni.
wide open.
Jemima offensive board. Tipped out of bounds, Destiny.
Jemima was in such a big hurry, she didn't handle the ball well and just put a little too much on it. And
Grab it, strong up fake, Jack, you're going to the line.
And
If you
that's
don't
the
convert
story.
and put it away. Shuzu. 4:40 left to go in the third. Bissett drives in.
Destiny
not happy
made a
at all.
nice play. Destiny Augustin, nice play with the reach. Ball was in front. She knocked it loose. Off the Malden player, Somerville ball.
Next to the ball, if you look at your bench, you'll see all in black is Bella. She has a big boot on her right foot, sprained ankle. Don't know how long she'll stay out, but if she has a boot on, Jack, you know it's definitely for the next couple of games.
It's going to be for probably a couple of weeks to get the
Molina for
back in
three.
that.
Rebound to 15, Cummings in the paint.
We had a held ball situation. Malden ball.
Malden out of bounds. Well, here's your press break three. Great recovery by Furlong as she brings the ball up, cuts over to the middle of the paint. Could have been called for a carry. Back up to the top of the key for Furlong. Baseline, Cummings, up fake, into the paint. Bissett off the glass, offensive board. Cummings, Bissett gets the offensive board. That's two offensive boards in the same set, Jack.
We have a huge disadvantage on rebounding. There were 3 offensive rebounds.
Somerville foul number 20, Jennifer Cremoni.
So now Cremoni has her first. Going to line is 22, Bissett for the first time tonight for 2. 2 for 6 from the line. Actually, no.
2, 3.
4 for 6.
4 for 6, yep. And she missed that
4
one.
for 8. 4 for 8, my mistake. So now 4 for 9 from the line as a team.
Made basket.
Freitas Haley during that time, I was saying we don't switch. So you don't switch. You stay with your person. You don't switch. McEwen into the game. That dead ball. She gets trapped in the corner. Swing the ball. You can get Jamima open for a jump shot. Come and get it, Molina. Saves it before it goes out of bounds in front of us, Jack.
And
almost a turnover as Destiny misplayed it. McEwen is wide open for a 3, but the zone shifts. The 3 more is Cremoni. Saves the shot clock. McEwen with the offensive board ends up in her hands. Rebound goes to number 12, Carlton.
The difference right now is Somerville seems to be playing for that outside shot and not attacking the basket as Malden has been doing very effectively.
Turnover Furlong with the pass in the paint. Cremoni brings it up over half court. Gets fouled the whole time down. No call until she gets into the painted area. Bissett with her second foul.
And going to the basket like that, Jeff, you're going to get that opportunity either to get in close to make a layup or in the case here, as we saw, to get fouled.
Malden foul number 22, Salma Bazad.
Right now, with the clock stopped and an 8-point deficit, Somerville needs to get the ball into the basket and get a higher percent
Destiny
shot.
for 3. For 3, count it. Destiny for 3 here. 2 threes for the game, and she's stepping up as the best player tonight, Jack.
So far, she's done a nice job. Very aggressive on defense. So much so, committing that foul that I believe is going to be her second.
No, I have her for 3. 3 fouls for Destiny.
Somerville foul number 2, Destiny.
Mr. Cryer, so no fooling him into the game. Last possession, number 15, Caitlin Seeley, who's guarding the inbounder right there in front of your screen.
And we still have a 5-point game. Very unfortunate. Jamima Joseph could have come over and at least got in front of the Malden player on that play, Jeff. Just couldn't get over there. Easy layup.
Overload on one side, looking for a 2. Over the line was Molina, rebound to Destiny. In the paint, Jamima for 2.
Joseph for 2.
Give the assist to Destiny.
Yeah, we can see a little more of that, Jeff. I think we'll be able to inch back into the game. Jamima
Molina.
did a great job, hands up straight on defense. Good timeout call by Coach Haley right now. She's got a 5-point
Timeout, Somerville.
deficit. 2 minutes to go here in the period, Jeff. Now's the opportunity to try and talk a little more strategy. That outside shot from deep in the corners has Although Destiny's made a couple, the rest of the team has not been so fortunate moving the ball inside. Jemima just had a nice
And if
layup.
if you pan that camera over just a tad, you will see Indira Ivor up against the door, and you see Destiny having some issue in the back, so she could be subbing out at this point. If we pan the camera over to the left just a tad, to the right, pan right, over just a tad, and having an issue is Destiny. So already tapped the table to check in was Emily. So Emily is coming in after this timeout for Destiny. Same 5. Somerville ball, not using the full extent of their timeout, is Freitas Haley. She got her message across, Jack, and they came right out.
That's it, and they're ready to go. It's a good sign. I want to see if I'm sure she's hoping to at least try and bring the game to get it even by the end of this period, leaving the fourth quarter for their last effort.
This Malden team with 5 wins last year, the 16-17 year. Previous year, 15-16 2 wins. So they've kind of been in the same situation that Somerville has been in battling for wins, battling to get into a new league. And now here's their chance with 5 wins. They want to get to the tournament as well.
And it looks like Tiffany Tatora, number 20 from Malden, had a little issue with a nosebleed. It looks like she's bandaged up.
Into the travel. Tatora should be called. Yes, turnover, Tatora. 1:59 to go again, Jack. 5-point lead remains.
Scott Marino is trying to make the case that she never had possession and that...
She had possession right at the free throw line and took 2-3 steps before she even dribbled. Cremoni finds Sabatino for 2. Stepped over the line. Emily with her first 2 of the game. Cuts at the 3, Jack. Inbound on the sideline. They missed that call as number 10 Furlong stepped on the sideline. Recovery steal by Sabatino.
That's it. Destiny with a nice drive to the basket.
Basket is waved off. Foul prior. 22 or 10?
Malden foul number 10, Mackenzie Furlong.
That's 3.
3 on her.
So racking up the fouls is Furlong. Coming in back is Carleton. Leaving the game, Bissett Selma for the rest of the quarter. Stack, top of the key. Line down into Cremoni in the paint. Hand off to Jemima. She comes in, jump ball. Jemima rips it away. Same way. Not a good choice is Freitas Haley's explanation of that inbound play.
Jeff, oftentimes the girls get the ball, they bring it down waist high. Defender just has to put the hand on the ball, held ball.
Keep the ball above your head, Jemima. She clears space for low block kickball. Reset the shot clock, but it won't. Oh, it does. I'm thinking the NBA rule. I'm thinking the NBA rule, Jack.
No, we reset on this one.
It was at 21. I'm thinking the NBA rule. Caitlin gets the inbound over to Molina.
That's it, looking inside there. They are looking inside to try and get the ball in. Jemima.
Slap. You could hear it from here. Racking up the fouls now. Look, it should be on 15.
Malden foul number 15, Darcy Cummings.
I'm surprised, Jeff, to see Jemima moving away from the basket out to the corner when she could be so effective down low.
Especially with the zone being so far up. Work that baseline. Jemima could have been called for the offensive foul there. She cleared out the entire 2 players with a shove. Darcy with the board. Over half court is Furlong.
Now we're under a minute.
They've kind of got away with the steal is Molina. Loses track of the dribble and misses the layup. It was a defense by Shuzu, who rode her the whole time, and you come right back down, you foul as well.
Emily Sabatino was way too aggressive.
Somerville foul number 31, Emily Sabatino.
So now, Jack, 3 Destiny, 3 Jemima, 3 Emily. 42.9 to go in the quarter. Sub quickly. Audrey coming into the game. Actually, no, 22. Salma in for 15. Darcy Cummings.
Straight up defense on this one, so nobody picks up that.
Watch for somebody to break long. There's the middle of the floor. Furlong didn't read it. Traveled again. Turnover on Furlong. Furlong now has 4 turnovers, 8 points, 36.9, still a 3-point game. Credit Somerville for working themselves all the way back to at a point where they're down by at least 12, Jack.
And now patience and taking this opportunity to get a good shot at the basket. Doesn't have to be a 3. A 2-point shot is just as effective. Much higher percentage, they go inside. There we go.
Turnover, bad choice there by Molina with time running down. Foul, Cremoni collides into Bissett. I would say foul on Cremoni. Freitas Haley arguing with Mr. Cryer on what the situation is, calling both team blocking foul. Freitas Haley has ripped off the blazer.
And
over the limit is Somerville for the rest of the game. Blocking foul on whom? 4? How is it a blocking foul on Sabatino if Cremoni collided with 22 and now Furlong is going to the line? Can we get a replay on that, please, guys? Furlong is going to the line for the 1-on-1 situation. Unless the foul occurred and that was the end of the play, Jack. I saw the collision with number 22,
that was right
Salma,
in front of us.
and Cremoni, and somehow it's Furlong. At the end of the quarter, Mr. Ed McNamara will give us a replay on that situation. Completes the 1-on-1 situation is Mackenzie Furlong.
Here we go, the play.
At the buzzer. So if we can replay that replay now, and the two of us will discuss what happened. At the end of the quarter, 31-26. Here's the replay. 2 plays occurred simultaneously, Jack.
And what I think the lead official, Mike Adler, picked up was Emily Sabatino directly in front of the Malden bench. Here we go. If you watch carefully, you'll look to see Cremoni literally charge into the block.
Cryer let that go, and then they called a foul here on Sabatino in front of the basket.
The lead official, Mike Adler, made that call from his position. The foul in the backcourt was considered incidental. Yeah.
So at the end of 3, which we were finding is at halftime, 20-11 lead for Somerville. They cut it down to 31-26. (15-11) outscored Somerville, outscored Malden in that quarter, Jack, to cut it down.
We made the good use, 3 3-point shots were very helpful. The key now, Jeff, is going to be to watch out for the foul problems and to be careful handling the ball and minimizing the turnovers.
Oh, yeah, you have off. Jemima's leg remains there. You have the 3 fouls on Destiny, 3 on Jemima, 3 on Emily. So you get hurt with Emily getting called for the foul and your better player, Furlong, going to the line. So
let's watch this play on the out of bounds.
Right in for layup. Offensive board, 12. Audrey for the offensive board and for 2. As they are now up 33-26 with 7:30 to go. Mr. Marino pumped up as ever.
And he's made very good use of his talent under the basket, especially on under the basket throw-ins.
Swing the ball over the corner, Destiny for 3. Nobody boxes out to Tora, who is also the captain of the volleyball team. Still having that little piece of felt in her nose. Furlong screen and roll, but Tatura gets cut off by Jemima. They're going to attempt it again one more time. There's your screen.
Close.
Face-up jump shot, no basket. Kind of a force by Malden, attempting to work that side of the court way too much, and you can get up a layup turnover by Molina.
There's a shot you didn't get in a game like this, where every shot now in this period is going to be
Timeout Malden. Last time this team made the playoffs, they had a first-round win against Waltham, 48-41. It was 2008. Then they played in that game against Waltham. Annie Arbor for Malden had 13 points. She was 9 for 12 from the free throw line. It was played in Malden. Joe Levine was the head coach at the time. Diamond Gardner was playing for Malden at the time as a freshman. She had 11 points. Annie Wilcox, buzzer beater at halftime when they kept the lead. Follette Lovanci, whose brother Ro Nelson played for the Somerville boys team. Follette played all through Somerville's Pride program at that time, and she played for Malden all 4 years. And at that time, Renee LeBlanc was playing for Waltham. She scored 1,000 points that season. They lost. They beat Waltham in the first round. They went to the quarterfinals against Andover and lost big at Andover. But that was the year when Andover went to the state final game, losing with Megan Thulman as your top player. Megan Thulman went off for a 1,000-point career at Bentley University. So in that team was for Malden, Annie Arbor played rugby at BC. We'll talk about that a little later on because she was a star athlete for Malden. Inbounding in front of the scores table is Malden. Two seconds on the shot clock. Foul is called with 1 second to go. Freitas Haley in disgust on the sidelines. Marino pumped up as can be as the foul will be on number 5. Melina Pimentel. That's her third. Going to the line is Shu Zhu, who is 3 for 4 from the line, Jack.
It was a terrific defensive effort. The shot clock was down to the last 1 second, and very inopportune foul at this point because obviously they stopped the clock. They're at the foul line with an opportunity to pick up 2 more points, but it was a good effort keeping Malden outside the entire time.
And Marino with the confidence in his shooters only has 1 player in defensively, but now he brings 2 in. So you had, looking at total confidence, as he was using it basically as a timeout, which you'll see a lot in the boys' side. Coach Antelli likes to do that. Subbing out is Melina, in is Taylor Casey. 5 for 6 from the line is Shu Zhu.
The inside game is going to become crucial now for that one reason. Inside, you get to up the shot, you get a chance to pick up the foul, try and get back in the game with the clock stopped.
Foul should be on Furlong. That's number 4. Great look for Coach Freitas Haley, who recognized the foul trouble that Furlong is in. Saw Sabatino, she turned around the paint for turnaround jump shot, got foul, Jack.
Now here we go with the free throw. It's going to be crucial to make these. Here we are, good one. A lot of time left, Jeff. 6 minutes to go. Plenty of time now. 8 points. That's a 3-possession game. A lot of time to go yet.
8 for 10 from the line is Somerville as a team. Cremoni rips it away. Out of bounds turnover.
Jemima Joseph made a good attempt to hand, just couldn't get both hands on the ball. Bounced off and out of bounds. There's a nice
Completely
play.
gets fooled by this inbound play. Misses the layup against her own offensive board. Should have been fouled by Cremoni. Ripped away over the back is Tatora. Foul. Tatora. She'll now have 3. So we credit Jemima with the board. However, the worst part of that whole situation was Mackenzie Furlong got her own offensive board on that play.
The cardinal rule on out-of-bounds play is not to let your player get beyond you, and that was an easy play had she made the layup.
Staying in the 3-2 zone is Malden. Right up on you, basically a 1-2-2 if they don't sag back. I would play a 3-2 zone much more than teams do, Jack. That cuts down on your 3-point shooting.
And this is an opportunity.
But Destiny says, you're not going to cut back on me for 3 more. Count it is Destiny Augustine. Cuts it to a 5-point lead again. But they go off in the long court pass again, Jack. As Furlong makes it into the middle of the paint. Stolen away turnover, Furlong. Pushing too hard where it might break. You got to remember who you're dealing with here. Foul will be traveling violation. No, Jack. Travel on Taylor Casey as the foul and the travel happen simultaneously.
And they're going to have to say the travel happened first because the step was up and then the contact occurred.
On that play, she might have hit her chin on the court.
He went down pretty hard. Seems to be up and at him.
Here comes McEwing, subbing in where Pimentel is staying out. 5:11 to go. Injuries mounting.
And if we get a chance to look at that on replay, Jeff, we'll be able to see how she was just a little bit too aggressive in a hurry to get to the basket, picked up the ball, and that extra step was caught by the official. Here we go right here. Let's look carefully.
There's your 1, 2, 3.
There it is right there.
Back to live action. Up fake in the paint as Connolly falls to the ground. Destiny for 3 more. Count it!
Augustine for 3.
4 threes for Destiny in this game as they cut it to a 2-point lead as Malden is reeling, but still gets that pass out on the perimeter to the full court pass. Furlong with the lob into the paint. Good defense by Cremoni. 2, 5, and 6 teams battling here as Sabatino goes in. Offensive board, Jemima for 2. Misses the layup. Good rebound by Tatora. Malden just has gone away from running their offensive sets as Destiny is out on the break. Can she cross over and going for a layup for 2? Ties it up. Augustine ties up the game at 35, Jack, with 4 minutes to go.
Destiny Augustine has taken the team, put it on her back, and said, let's go.
$19 points for Destiny Augustine.
20, Jennifer Connolly.
2 fouls on Cremoni as 15 Cummings comes back in the game. 4 minutes to go. We have a tie game with Furlong going to the line, who's currently 2 for 2.
Looks like this is going to be a game of free throws, Jeff.
And this is a 2-shot foul. One-on-one situation missed. Rebound to Destiny, gets away. Timeout call before the travel. Salma with the timeout call. The offensive board, timeout credited to Malden.
Salma was fortunate in that play, Jeff, since the ball didn't go in. It's a great opportunity to secure that rebound. Now, on the out-of-bounds play, we're going to watch carefully to see if Somerville will defend under the basket and force Malden to get the ball back outside. Both Furlong and Tiffany Tortora have had great opportunities under the basket. We've got to watch the defense now. And we got a great game here now, tie score. We got plenty of time to work the offense. Destiny Augustine has had a terrific second half, 19 points. However, the game's going to be won on who secure rebounds and who makes their free throws.
Recapping the foul trouble, Destiny with 3, Jemima with 3, Molina with 3, Emily with 3. 4 for Furlong, 3 for Tatora, and then you have Shuzu with 3 and Darcy Cummings with 2, or Shuzu has 2. Again, tied up at 35. Nine points in the quarter to 4. 9-4 in the quarter for Somerville if you're doing the old CBA system of point in the quarter points. Shuzu gets fouled by Pimentel as she comes in back into the game. She now has 4. Shuzu will go back to the line, this time for 2, and she is currently 5 for 6 from the line. And disgusted as Freitas Haley with that effort by Molina. Coming in will be Caitlin next right after this first free throw, Jack. Plenty of time to go in this game for both teams. Rolled in for Shuzu.
Very good form, and she got that roll over the front of the rim.
And it's Molina. Shuzu goes 4 for 4 so far in this quarter. Back up to 2-point lead for Malden as Cremoni comes over half court with Furlong all over her. Furlong moving her feet well with hands up, not pushing, not grabbing. Destiny dribbles into the cloud, into the clump, gets her own offensive board somehow, Jack.
She's making a valiant effort to try and do it all by herself.
Foul line,
in the middle was a little dangerous.
Foul will be on Cummings, who now
Malden foul
has
number
3.
15, Darcy
Over the
Cummings.
limit, going to the line is Destiny, who is 3 for 3 from the line. 1-on-1 situation. Again, Jack, like you said, forcing the action right there is Destiny with no reason to do that at this stage of the game where you still have 3 minutes.
Fortunate she picked up the
36.
foul. The clock has stopped. A chance to tie the score back up.
Finishes high on her toes. Try to get the
Great
rebound as
rebound.
Melina ends up with Cremoni. Turnover, Destiny, as Shuzu is out on the break. Destiny tries to get the block, but she gets called for a foul. That will be 4. Shuzu going to the line for 2 more.
Very errant pass. That pass across the court just
Somerville foul number 2,
Major
Destiny
turnover.
Augustine.
And as we talked about in the first half, they're looking to swing the ball, but they're swinging the ball in dangerous situations where Malden has read that now, knowing that they're not going to swing the ball high, they're going to swing across court, and they read that completely. Shuzu
Mackenzie
got it.
Furlong was right there, saw the play developing, made a quick move to intercept that pass and take down floor. Again, another lost opportunity for the high school.
Second miss of the night for Shuzu, who has 9 points. It's going to be a game of free throws as now both teams are over the limit. Double bonus. Somerville the rest of the game. Fake. Opposite way. Goes in for 2 as Destiny. She's going to the line. Foul will be on number 11, Shuzu, her 3rd.
Malden foul number 22, Salma Bezat.
Actually, 22.
22, yep.
Yeah, no, not on Shuzu. 22, Basat. That will be 3. Destiny going to the line for 2 this time. Who missed her previous.
There you go.
Looking to bring them to within 1 now as Salma leaves. Back into the game is number 12, Audrey. Destiny finishes high, ripped away. The offensive board is Jamima. And they tie it back up at 38. Looking again long as Destiny intercepts the ball, falls to the ground, attempting to go in for the layup. Number 12 off the glass, misses. Offensive board foul on Cremoni. Carlton gets the steal, Jack, and goes in for layup, but however
Somerville
gets her
foul
own
number
offensive
20,
board.
Jennifer Cremoni.
Cremoni completely crashes into her.
And it was a play that developed as a result of the collision here at midcourt. Naturally, big concern being at midcourt about the potential backcourt problem.
Shooting again, the jump shot is Audrey, who was a lane violation waiting to happen because she stepped so close to the line, shooting that jump shot from the line. 22, Salma coming back in after this free throw for the shooter. Going offense, defense is your head coach. One-point lead with 3 minutes to go. Somebody needs to help her out as the press is on. Caitlin in the game. Pimentel gonna check in next dead ball. Gets in the Cremoni, she's being triple teamed. Yelling out the hand check is the team, but Cremoni the turnover. Furlong gets the steal. Cremoni gets the steal back. Foul will be on number 15, Cummings. That's her 4th.
Malden foul number 15, Darcy Cummings.
4 fouls on Cummings. Cremoni going to the line, who turned the ball over in that possession, Jack, the previous, then got the steal to get it back.
Fortunate to get it back, and now an opportunity to help out and to potentially put the high school in the lead.
1-on-1 situation, exactly, down by 1. Rebound, and Tamima just ends up in her hands. Baseline jump shot off. Tamima out of bounds, but recovers is Emily. In for a layup is Tamima Joseph for 2.
Great look underneath, Jeff. Destiny was going in,
Take
dropped
the
it
lead
off.
by 1 with 2:28 to go in this game as Furlong looks to control the offense. Furlong for 3. Destiny with the board. Watching her back, Shuzu almost came from behind to steal the ball. Caitlin on the baseline, up fake, jump ball, no, foul will be called. So Caitlin will go to the line for the 1-and-1 situation, but this time Jack double bonus.
And now it's very crucial at this point. Every foul now being a double bonus for both teams. It's 2 shots.
Salma now a 4.
Foul.
So foul, 4 on Darcy, 4 on Salma, 4 on Furlong, 4 on Destiny, 4 on Melina. And miraculously, Jemima has not had 4 foul.
It's going to be rebounds and free throws that with 2 minutes left are going to be the outcome of this game, Jeff.
And Melina is coming in for Caitlin after this dead ball. Caitlin takes a step back. Finishes off the double bonus there. Now up by 2. Somerville back into the game. Offense, defense. Audrey and Melina coming into the game. 2 minutes to go. 2 timeouts remaining for Malden. 3 timeouts remaining for Somerville.
Watch this out of bounds play. Let's see who goes long.
Furlong decides to bring it up herself with the screen by Tortora. Destiny steps out, looking to draw the foul. No call. Cremoni catches the ball, but steps on the sideline. John Cryer is right there for the call, saw her feet right away.
Could have let it go. Could have let that go.
Cremoni with the turnover, however, did get the defensive board on that attempt to block. And Adler has an issue. Is he talking about the shot clock? No change of possession. Because it was a block shot.
There, I just wanted to make sure they have the right spot for the ball out of bounds from based on what I could hear there.
Into the paint is Shuzu with a beautiful inbound play for 2. They have run that all game, Jack. They did not read that well, as that inbound play has been run perfectly by Marino. Many times should have been a foul on Audrey. For 3 more is Destiny. Rebound to Pimentel. Destiny up fake, top of the key, drives through the hole, gets her own offensive board, tries the reverse layup. Offensive board is Jemima.
Sneaks it in.
Jemima for 2 ties the game up at. It goes ahead by 2. Timeout, Marino.
Timeout, Malden.
1 timeout remaining for Marino. So you give on that set, offensive set. You had the 1 offensive board by Destiny as she drove in through the trees. Got her own board, which could have been easily an air ball, that she caught her own air ball. But they're saying they got a piece. So we'll credit Tortora with the block as she got a piece on that. Got her own offensive board, attempted the reverse layup, missed. Jemima got the board and finished off.
Jemima was exactly where she should have been, under the basket, in position to grab that rebound. Put up as a little weak effort, just barely snuck over the rim, but it's worth 2. 2-point lead. Now the key is going to be defending straight up and making sure to keep Malden from getting underneath the basket. They've had a great success getting in down low.
So since the 2007-2008 season, Malden has not made the tournament. They are looking to get to the tournament for the first time in a long time. Since then, Somerville looking to get to the tournament for the first time since the 14th season, when Melissa Baptista ruled this court right here. 1:18 left to go, 2-point lead for Somerville. 43-41 on your scoreboard. Shuzu with the inbound.
And Melissa Baptista 2 weeks ago scored 1,000 points for the Tufts Jumbos.
Shuzu for 3. Rebound 2. Furlong in the paint, gets grabbed, no call.
3-on-1.
Melina for 2. Finishes off. The layup is Melina Pimentel. (45-41) is your lead with 47 seconds to go. Screen and roll. Desperate situation now for Malden, but they run through their offense effectively. Foul will be on Destiny. She's done. Cryer getting very picky at this stage of the game. That's 5 fouls on Destiny, so she's done.
Augustine.
finishes the game with 20-5. Double bonus for Audrey. Timeout White before the first free throw.
Still, even if they make both shots, Jeff, there's still plenty of time. Somerville is obviously going to be in a position where they could expect to be fouled. Malden wants to try and get back into the game. So handling the ball, they don't have to be in a big hurry to try and take a shot. The key will be on whether or not the foul shots are made. And I'm sure Coach Haley's discussing the strategy right now. If there's a miss on the first shot, who's going to handle the ball and what the attack will be. And I'm sure Malden is being coached by, being discussed by Coach Marino on who potentially they should consider fouling in order to play the missed free throw game so you have an opportunity to get the ball back.
Malden's wins have not come necessarily from the league, but they're non-league games. They had a game that was suspended early in the year when official Tony Apatessa collapsed during the game. That game was suspended, the Revere game. The makeup for Revere here is on the 1st of February, so that game will resume from where it was stopped. So that win, so they have so far one less game than everybody else. So here is Aubrey with the double bonus. Just nicks the rim. Darcy Cummings coming in for Aubrey. Next dead ball, as you see in your corner screen, Caitlin came in during that possession for Destiny Augustine. Hits one, as it's now a 3-point lead for Somerville as they inbound underneath Malden's basket. Pressure, full court pressure. Up is Shuzu, jumping to tip away the inbounds pass to Jemima. She attempts to dribble, fouled immediately by Totora, who now has 4. Jemima going to the line, who is 0 for 2 from the line.
Tiffany Totora.
8 points for for Jemima. Double bonus is Jemima. Somerville looking to make it a 4-game winning streak for the first time since the 2013 season.
And Jeff, just one of these two, it could be a very big help for the high school right now. That would give Somerville a 4-point lead. And with 35 seconds left, time is going to be the enemy for Malden at this point.
Malden head coach talking to Furlong right at half court. Watch out for Furlong to go long.
Big basket by Jemima.
Kaylin does not stop the dribble off the glass. Is Shuzu all the way in for 2. Cuts into a 2-point lead. Cremoni on the sideline gets fouled by Totora. The pass was already made. Totora fouls out.
Malden foul number 23, Tiffany Totora.
Totora's out. 9 points finishing Totora. 9 points, 9 boards, 2 blocks for Totora. Cremoni going to the line for 2 shots.
Maybe we can get a look at this, Jeff, and see the foul as it occurred here, right there in front of the scorer's table. Cremoni was in a hurry to get the ball up the floor, and obviously Malden wants to make sure to try and stop the clock. 2-point lead right now.
Again, Jack, you had the 2-point lead there. There was no reason to rush the ball up the court.
Exactly.
In that situation, they needed to foul you. They needed to stop the clock. No 10-second call in the backcourt. As Cremoni misses her first. 2-point lead for Somerville, 46-44. Cremoni really injured right now, hurting her back, trying to stretch it out. That left leg is up high on her as she makes 1. 3-point lead. Shuzu through the middle. Over to Cummings. Into the 3-point situation. Airball. Board. Foul on Cremoni. That was a clean block as Shuzu will go to the line for 2. Cremoni gets fouled call for the
Somerville
foul.
foul
That's
number 20,
4.
Jennifer Connolly.
Shuzu going to the line for 2 with 11.4 to go. Cremoni fouled. Pryor going to the scores table to double check your situation here. Cremoni's got 4.
They want to
Oh,
check
he brought
the
it
clock.
back up to 12. Timeout, Freitas Haley, who has 1 left. Both
Timeout,
teams have
Somerville.
1 left.
Jeff, we have 2 shots here now. Obviously, Malden is looking to try and make the both of them, and then they're going to probably put the press on again. And we may want to see if Coach Marino is going to try and foul right away in order to see if he can get another chance of getting the basketball back again.
Shuzu is 8 for 10 from the line so far tonight.
Got a nice
14
compact
points.
shot. Yep, has done a nice job. It's the free throws, as we talked earlier, that decide an awful lot of these high school and college games, especially in a situation like this.
And it was Furlong who could have attempted that 3 in the corner, did not set herself. She was fading forward, did not set her feet, shot the air ball. But you do give credit to Shuzu for the board.
Shuzu's had a good game, been very good at the free throw line, has handled the ball well, and that was a big shot that she made earlier on the layup.
Both teams battling for their first playoff tournament possessions in a long time. Right through for 2 is Shuzu, cuts it to a 2-point lead with 12.0 to go. First thing for Malden, this basket goes in on the inbound. You want to go for the steal first, pressure the inbounder. Offensive board, timeout Marino. Calls his final timeout, and they will have 11.0 to run that same curl play again, Jack, to see if they can get a wide open layup.
And now this play, the ball is going to come in at the nearest spot out of bounds.
Timeout, Malden.
Right at the bottom, at the end line where the free throw line meets the end line. That will be the ball be inbounded there.
Junior Salma Bassett with the offensive board. She has 3 points, 8 rebounds. Offensive board coming from the missed free throw. Both teams now, well, actually, no, that's the final timeout for Marino, and Somerville has 1 remaining.
And I'm sure Coach Haley is being adamant to make sure that the girls play defense straight up, hands up in the air. A 2-shot made basket will tie the game. We don't want to give up a foul in order to send somebody to the line with a chance to put them up by 1 point.
Of the 5 wins for Malden, they've swept Snowden as their non-league games, beat Madison Park, and then their 2 league wins are Medford and Salem. So defensively for Somerville, do you give up? Do you pack in the paint, Jack, in order for them not to get the layup to tie it up?
Well, it looks like they're matching up underneath. Joseph's falling out.
Inbound, Shuzu, pass inbound. Time's running down, 10 seconds. Down by 2, over to Furlong. Furlong sideline, at the buzzer for 3, miss. Shuzu with the board, at the buzzer, no shot. Huge comeback for Somerville.
Final score, Somerville 47, Malden 45.
As Somerville keeps their playoff hopes alive. Total these scores up, Jack.
Well, I want to say that it was certainly manifest destiny tonight, Jeff. Destiny Augustine put the team on her back in the second half and made some of those big 3-point shots here to get the high school back into the contest, and it came down to rebounds and free throws. We talked earlier. That was a key miss by Malden, giving Somerville the opportunity to rebound and keep the ball in play. Fine effort for a big comeback. The high school, Somerville was down at 1 point by I believe 9 points, Jeff, and to be able to come back in this second half was really a testimony to the work that Coach Haley's done with the girls. Destiny Augustine, though, she was the one that was driving the bus on this comeback. And now the opportunity for Somerville is to try and keep this win streak alive. It was a nice effort on the comeback here tonight. Got to say that Tiffany Tortoro did an excellent job in the first half, and her teammate Mackenzie Furlong was very adept at handling the ball and stymied the high school on more than a few occasions, especially on the out-of-bounds play where they went in for some uncontested layups, taking the ball in out of bounds. But got to give credit to the high school girls for the good effort in inching their way back into the game. It appeared to me that Jemima Joseph was much better at staying under the basket. She converted a couple of big hoops under the basket on some missed offensive rebounds, and certainly did a great job in not getting into any more serious foul trouble, and played defense very effectively and stayed down low.
So going over the numbers, Jack, for Malden, Salma with 3, 8 points for Audrey, 9 points for Tiffany Tortoro, who fouled out. She had 9 and 9. 10 points for Mackenzie Furlong, who missed that 3. Didn't even get an attempt off. Great defense for Somerville in the left corner. And leading the way was Shuzu with 15, and that was her free throw shooting. Missed that last free throw there, and it ended up being 45 total points for Malden as they fall to now 5 and 7. For Somerville, big free throw in the fourth quarter by Caitlin Seeley off the bench. That really converted the second end of the double bonus. 3 for Emily, but that does not talk about anything Emily did defensively to shut everybody down, in which she played. 3 points for Connolly, who really got beat up towards the end of the game. She got hit on 2 hard fouls. They were very visible. Then combination 9 for Jemima, 9 for Melina, and leading the way, as you said, Jack, Destiny Augustine with 20 points. But credit the players for Somerville. Jemima had 3 fouls in the first half. We're talking about that she had to hold on and not foul out. Don't bring her back to the fourth. She played in the third and did not end up finding on to get another foul called on her for the rest of the game.
Oh, and I thought she did an excellent job staying underneath and maintaining composure, especially in the rebounding situation. She had some trouble early in the first period, picking up some quick fouls. She's a little more deliberate in the rebounding effort, and was terrific with the offensive rebounds. Kept the ball up in the air, didn't bring it down. Was able to get some key offensive rebounds and got the key basket that put them ahead.
12 for 21 from the line total, so now they are 6 and 6 from their score, and you're going now on the road this coming Friday to Peabody, which is definitely another winnable game. And you look at your schedule remaining, you have home away, you bounce back and forth. Beverly is going to be an extremely tough game, and Saugus is going to even be tougher, and Everett. So those are the games that you're going to need to play against. Make sure you stay healthy against Peabody, healthy against Swampscott, and healthy against Salem, because those are definitely your winnable games in the conference.
And the key, I think, as we've seen through the season, Jeff, is minimizing the turnovers here. In the first half, we had 1 less turnover than we had than points, and that's not going to help you win a ball game. But minimizing those turnovers, those are the shots that you don't get to take, and you miss 100% of those shots that you don't take. So I know Coach Haley's probably happy with the win, but she certainly wants to work to improve the huge abundance of turnovers, especially in the first half. A few less here in the second half, but nonetheless, it was a great comeback. And as I said, it was a manifest destiny tonight.
Definitely the win of the season for Destiny, going off against, again, her 20 points leading the way, a career high, I would say. So that's 2 games back to back in this winning streak, where Somerville players have had career highs, 28 points this year for Melina, and then you have the 20 points today for Destiny, and they now even the record at 6 and 6. So that is the game tonight. Somerville comes away with the 47-45 victory, and their winning streak continues, Jack, now at 4 games. Again, filling in for Todd Harmon, my name is Jeffrey Genziano, and I've been joined by Jack Connolly, and it's been my pleasure, Jack, to work with you.
It's been a lot of fun tonight, Jeff. We saw a great game and a lot of spirited action, good coaching by both teams, and a lot of aggressive playing by both the Golden Tornadoes and the Highlanders here in Somerville.
Thank you. Good night.